Jai Hind everyone, welcome you back. In the previous chapter, yesterday I completed South Asia, right? In which we discuss about Indian subcontinent, the role of India, I can say, to maintain peaceful coexistence and the balance in Indian subcontinent. And today we are going to discuss a very important chapter, and that's otherwise known as international organizations. The chapter is otherwise known as international organizations. Right. Before you go for these particular chapters, I wanted to throw some light on the First World War. It was in 1914 the First World War being started between the two powerful bloc or camp, you can say, Triple Alliances and Triple Entente. One was being headed by France, United Kingdom and Russia, and later it was being joined by USA. And the second camp, it was being headed by Italy, Austria-Hungary and Germany. So and across the world you can say ऐसा कोई country नहीं बच गया था almost जो कि ये दो कैंप को support ना किए हों. So the world war come to an end in 1919, you can say, with lots of devastation not in terms of, you can say, the loss of only life, properties, then in terms of the resources, in each and every aspect the world was completely ruined, right? So that the international leaders, you can say, are almost all the important or powerful country across the world, they thought of making up a new organizations or international organization, those who can maintain peaceful coexistence across the world. एटलीस्ट मीडिएटर का रोल प्ले करे, एक वर्ल्ड गवर्नमेंट टाइप का एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस बनाया जाए which can, at least you can say, the basic objective of that organization should be to maintain peaceful coexistence across the world, right? So that all those powerful nations, you can see, the country like US, United Kingdom, France, Russia, almost all the powerful countries, they came together and wanted to create an organization who can take all the responsibility of all these things. So in 1919, just after the World War First, the Treaty of Versailles is being signed, and during the course of the time, the formation of this organization, international organizations, this process was already being started. Across the globe, almost all those important countries, they were in the opinion that let them start an organizations, let them create such an institutions, you can say, not only those who are going to maintain the peaceful coexistence, at the same time to protect the economic interest of the weaker countries or underdeveloped nation, at the same time to, you can say, expand, you can say, the cultural integrity of each and every nations, and at the same time, to maintain the trade relationship among all those nations of the world, right? So it means all those countries, they wanted to have a world government, directly or indirectly, which can have some power and the authority, to control each and everyone, right? So this is all about, you can say, that each and every nations, they wanted to go for an organizations or international organizations, those who can protect the entire world and to maintain the peaceful coexistence across the world. And in that respect, what exactly they did. So these particular chapters we are going to study about the first ever international organization which was being started in 1919 and 20, just after the First World War, and with the onset of the Second World War, this international organization ceased to operate, उसका existence ही खत्म हो जाता है, and international organizations खत्म हो जाती है, and a new organizations being started in the post Second World War, and that organization still continuing, right? And presently, at least you can say, across the world you are having more than 200 countries, or almost each and every country is the independent country now. So this particular organizations playing very important role to maintain international peace and tranquility across the world. So let's move back to the first organization which was being started in 1919. So that organization was otherwise known as the League of Nations. League of Nations. Nations mean a group of countries. So it's a league of, means cluster of countries came together to form an organization which is known as League of Nations. That's the name being given to that at that time. The League of Nations was an international diplomatic group developed after the World War First as a way to solve disputes between the country among the country before they erupted into open warfare. Means the basic objective was to stop the Second World War, right? And further war, not exactly Second World War, the further war among the country. So, as a precursor of United Nations, the League of Nations achieved some victorious but had a mixed records of success, sometimes putting self-interest before becoming involving with the conflicts resolutions, while others contending with the government that did not recognize its authority. And the League of Nations effectively ceased operations during the Second World War. It means the League of Nations being formed, but unfortunately, all the members countries, they have not given the due respect to the League of Nations, right? And as it was the first ever organizations being started at that particular period of time, so maybe that all the world, they are not in a habit to obey such an organization which can rule across the world. So what exactly the League of Nations? The League of Nations has its origin in the 14-point speech being given by the then President of United States of America, President Woodrow Wilson. उनका स्पीच में 1918 में फर्स्ट इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी 1918 में ये 14 पॉइंट्स प्रोग्राम दिए थे. उस 14 पॉइंट्स प्रोग्राम के अंदर वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट वाज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अदरवाइज नोन एज लीग ऑफ नेशन, राइट? जस्ट आफ्टर द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर के बाद ये लीग ऑफ नेशंस फॉर्मेशन होगा. विल्सन, प्रेसिडेंट वुडरो विल्सन advocated the League of Nations, and he was the president of USA, but unfortunately in the League of Nations USA was never the member of League of Nations. League of Nations start करने वाला कौन? USA, but कभी भी USA League of Nations का member नहीं बना. What were the basic objective? The main objective of the organizations includes disarmaments. What is disarmaments? Because that was the time after the First World War, also you can say rapid armaments, arms race बहुत तेजी से चारों तरफ चल रहा था. सो दैट द बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव वाज, जितना तेज आर्मामेंट्स होंगे, आर्म्स रेस होंगे, देयर विल बी फियर ऑफ द नेक्स्ट वॉर, यू कैन से द वर्ल्ड वॉर. सो द डिसआर्मामेंट्स कैसे कट डाउन की जाएंगी? प्रिवेंटिंग वॉर थ्रू द कलेक्टिव सिक्योरिटी. दे विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट कलेक्टिव सिक्योरिटी, नॉट द इंडिविजुअल सिक्योरिटी. यू कैन से कलेक्टिव सिक्योरिटी मीन्स टुगेदर. They will be thinking about the security of each and every country all together. Settling disputes between the country through the negotiations and diplomacy. And whatever the disputes they will be having in near future, in the post First World War scenario, that all those disputes are supposed to be settled amicably between the countries with negotiations or with the diplomacy. Or you can say the arbitrator will be appointed or the mediator will be appointed in order to settle down the disputes. That was also one of the very objective of the League of Nations. And most important, the last one, improving the global welfare. But that was the need of the hour. Not only that, this particular organization was only formed, you can say, for the political purpose or the economic purpose, but also for the welfare purpose, so that it can look after all, not only the developing country, developing country, and underdeveloped countries too. The League of Nations formed in 1920, you can say just after the First World War, but somewhere you can say maybe some inherent defects were there, and maybe a few other reasons were there that we'll be discussing in near future. You can say the League of Nations failed, and the Second World War being started in 1939. So what are the main weaknesses of the League of Nations? The weaknesses of the League of Nations, if you can see the weakness of the League of Nations, right? It was set up by Treaty of Versailles. And what are the Treaty of Versailles? Treaty of Versailles was otherwise known as the most humiliating treaty in the world till date, which was being signed after the First World War, and the victors country, they literally, you can say, imposed this particular treaty on the losers, Germany and Italy. And the Treaty of Versailles itself responsible for the Second World War. So जो hatred and जो एक humiliating treaty के बेस पे अगर कोई एक इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बना हो, वो इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का you can say फ्यूचर और उसका एग्जिस्टेंस बहुत लंबा नहीं हो सकता था. That was also one of the basic reason that why the organizations are like League of Nations being failed, right? And apart from that, the second one, its aim was too ambitious. Means though it was in very infancy, लेकिन ये भी कर देंगे, वो भी कर देंगे, and they have taken lot many things, we can say, that they can perform in a very short duration of time. That's why they failed. And most importantly, the most powerful nation like Germany, Russia, USA were not at all members of League of Nations. जब जो पावरफुल कंट्री एंड जो कंट्री इन फ्यूचर मिल के वॉर लड़ सकते हैं, वही कंट्री जब उसके मेंबर्स नहीं हैं, दोज कंट्री आर नॉट अंडर द रेगुलेशंस ऑफ लीग ऑफ नेशन, सो देयर इज नो मीनिंग ऑफ लीग ऑफ नेशन. सो लीग ऑफ नेशन रहे कि नहीं रहे कि क्या फायदा है. लाइक टुडे यू आर हैविंग एन इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन विच ऑलमोस्ट ऑल द पावरफुल नेशन, डेवलपिंग कंट्री, डेवलप्ड कंट्री, अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्री, ईच एंड एवरी वन दे बिकम द मेंबर्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, and they have to obey the basic rules and regulations and the principles that organization. But if a few powerful nations, the big country like Germany, Russia, USA, they become not the member of League of Nations. So this is the inherent defect. And most importantly, presently, whatever the organizations you are having, the international organization, they are having own peacekeeping forces, their own forces, UN peacekeeping operation is there, or UN peacekeeping forces are there, in which across the world, all those powerful nations, they usually send their own armed forces, and United Nations organizations made in own forces. But the time I am talking about the League of Nations, there was no army of League of Nations. तो कहाँ जहाँ पे सैंक्शन इम्पोज करना हो या कुछ करना हो, कोई एक्शन लेना होगा, तो हाउ कैन दे टेक इट. Its organization is very cumbersome, means very complicated system. The system and the constitution and the preambles are very complicated, and the decision has to be unanimous. जो भी decision लेना, even today also in United Nations organization, either in a General Assembly or Security Council or any of the agencies, any of the organs, whatever the decisions they are supposed to take, the decision has to be taken democratically and with the majority decisions. But at that time, it was not like that. Only the powerful nations, usually they used to take the decisions. So that's why the League of Nations ultimately failed. Why the League of Nations failed? These are all the reasons. These are all the weaknesses. These are all inherent defects that the League of Nations failed. And in 1939, the Second World War started. So there had to be unanimity, you can say, that each and every members country, they have to obey and follow at any conditions the League of Nations. But unfortunately, it was not. And all the powerful nations, they are not either they have not become the members of the League of Nations, else they left League of Nations because of their own selfish interest, and League of Nations was not able to stop them. Why? Because they don't have an army, they don't have so much of authority. So the league suffer big time from the absence of the major power like Germany, Japan, Italy, right? Later Italy left, you can say, and lack of US participation. Though the League of Nations, it was the brainchild of United States of America, but United States of America never became the member of League of Nations. There were varieties of other reasons for the failure of League of Nations too. Many connected to the general weaknesses within the organization, such as the voting structure that made rectifying regulations difficult and incomplete representations among the world nations. It means from a few country, you can say they are having so many members, and a few countries they don't have any members also. And the regulations which is to be passed or the rectification of the regulations is very difficult. So कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होगा, कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूशंस और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होगा, दैट नीड टू बी लाइवली ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. लाइवली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन क्या होता है? एज पर द नीड, फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम वी कैन गो फॉर मॉडिफिकेशंस एंड द अमेंडमेंट्स. बट लीग ऑफ नेशंस, उसका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इस ढंग से बनाया गया था कि मॉडिफिकेशन वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका रिफ्यूज टू जॉइन लीग ऑफ नेशन, राइट? दैट कुड बी द रीजन दैट द लीग ऑफ नेशंस फेल्ड. So the failure of the League of Nations and the Second World War start together. The Second World War start because the League of Nations failed, or you can say in a different way also, League of Nations failed, that's why the Second World War started. In any means you can say the League of Nations, they are not able to stop the Second World War. And how the Second World War started? During the course of the time in 1920, as already I told you, that the Treaty of Versailles is said to be the cause for the Second World War and gave birth to the Second World War, because that was a humanitarian treaty for the country like Italy and Germany. And in Italy and Germany, it was in Germany the political system was being controlled by or take over by a fascist power and fascist leaders known as Hitler, and in Italy it was Mussolini. And both of them, Italy left League of Nations and Germany never become the members of the League of Nations, and they make their dual alliances. Later on, they went with the triple alliances, and the third partner was another fascist country known as Japan. On the other hand, in order to protect themselves, United Kingdom, France, and then USSR, they all came together in order to protect their own interest from this fascist power. And to different camp being formed in 1939. And in 1939 itself, in the month of September, Hitler waged a war in France and some of the Eastern European country. And that was the time of the Western powers policies of appeasement policy. Western country जितने powerful country appeasement policy अपनाए थे. What is an appeasement policy? Appeasement policy very simple, you can say. जब तक मुझे अटैक नहीं करेगा, why should I react? Because Hitler sat with one of the most powerful person at that time. फ्रांस का आधा कैप्चर कर चुका था, रशिया की तरफ आगे बढ़ रहा था, पोलैंड उनके अंडर में था. You can say northern part of Europe is already in his control. Entire, you can say, the Balkan states was under the control of Hitler, so that no one wanted to fight against Hitler, and that was the time of the Western policies of appeasement, right? And that due to the Second World War, the League of Nations failed, and the World War continued till 1945. Lots of devastation, you can say, that the world today also can remember. उसके बाद जो वर्ल्ड लीडर्स थे उनको लगा कि हम उसके बाद कोई थर्ड वर्ल्ड वॉर को हम नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर सकते हैं. Because Second World War में इतना devastation हुआ, not only in terms of the population, people they died, not only the armed person died, large numbers of civilians they lost their life, huge amount of properties being lost. In 5 and 6 years the GDP the GDP goes down, high inflation, and lots many problem that each and every country across the world they faced. Not only it was the losers country like Germany, Japan, and Italy, they suffer a lot. Even the victors country, United Kingdom, Russia, the then USSR, USA, France, and all the countries, those who supported either the fascist power or you can say the allied power, they suffer a lot. That's why in the world, they're not supposed to effort for the, you can say, going to effort the next world war, third world war. That's why now they wanted to have an organization which is more powerful as comparison to the League of Nations. The successor of League of Nations needs to be more powerful. And already the world leaders, they had an experience of one international organizations and why that organizations failed. Because some inheritance defects were there in that particular organization. That's why the League of Nations failed. So now, all the leaders, you can say, they wanted to make such an organizations that which can maintain peaceful coexistence across the world. And that's otherwise known as United Nations organizations. So United Nations organizations बनाया जाता है, and United Nations organization से होता कैसे होता है. This is otherwise. Let me talk a little about the evolution of United Nations organization. United Nations organization बना कैसे? It's not over the night. You can say 1949 it came into existence. The first one is known as London Declarations, and this is the time the World War was in progress. While the Second World War was going on, the big power assembled at London on 12th of June 1941. Were those countries? The country like England, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, France, South Africa, Greece, Belgium, and Czechoslovakia. All of them, they assembled at James Palace at London on 12th of June 1941, and they declared for an international peace organizations. In this declaration is known as London Declarations. So London Declaration, all these major power, you can say, they assemble together and they think of an organizations similar to League of Nations but with having lots of powers and more power. The second one is Atlantic Charter. Why it's known as Atlantic Charter? Because this particular meeting which taken place in Atlantic Ocean. During the Second World War, England's Prime Minister Winston Churchill and US President Franklin Roosevelt meet in a ship on Atlantic Ocean, and they signed a declaration which कौन सा डिक्लेरेशंस को लेके आए थे वो लोग. लंदन डिक्लेरेशन में जो भी पास हुआ था वही चीज़ को लेते हुए आए थे. बट इन लंदन डिक्लेरेशन USA was not the partner. That's why in this particular Atlantic Charter, it was the two powerful nations, United Kingdom, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom Winston Churchill and US President Franklin D. Roosevelt meet in a ship on 12th of June 1941, otherwise known as Atlantic Charter. And this declaration's importance was attached for the establishment of an international organization's importance was also attached on the prevalence of international peace, non-aggressions, and formations of one's own government by the country. The third one, otherwise known as Declaration of United Nations Organization, means shape आना शुरू हो गया था. जैसे ही डिस्कशन आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते जा रहा था एंड द वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकंड चल रहा था उस टाइम, एंड वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकंड का डिवास्टेशंस लोग देख रहे थे, दैट्स वाई देयर वॉज नीड फॉर एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. So Atlantic Declaration was recognized on 1st of January 1942. After that declaration was made about, and that declaration gave at least a skeleton of United Nations organization. So 26 countries signed this particular agreement in later period of time. Atlantic Declaration कौन कौन साइन किए थे? Winston Churchill, the then Prime Minister of United Kingdom, and Franklin D. Roosevelt, the then President of United States of America. So later on 26 countries they signed this, and they accepted, all the members nations they accepted what of the regulations being signed, regulations being passed in Atlantic Charter. Then the fourth one is known as Moscow Declaration. The foreign minister of United States of America, England, Russia, China said to be the most powerful nation, 4 powerful nations at that particular period of time, they assembled at Moscow on 30th of October 1943. That's why this is known as Moscow Declarations. So what they did in Moscow Declarations? London Declaration, Atlantic Charter, right, and the Declaration of United Nations Organization, ये तीनों का जो रेजुलेशन पास हुआ था उसको ऊपर फिर आगे का फर्दर डिस्कशन शुरू होता है. In this declaration, a decision was taken regarding the establishment of an international organization, and every nation could take part in it. Because why this clause being written over here? क्योंकि लीग ऑफ नेशन में ऐसा कोई बाउंडेशन नहीं था कि एवरी नेशन ऑफ अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड दे बिकम द पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ लीग ऑफ नेशन. इसलिए यूएसए द यू कैन से ब्रेन चाइल्ड ऑफ लीग ऑफ नेशन बट नॉट बिकम द मेंबर ऑफ लीग ऑफ नेशन. बट यहाँ पे बहुत कैटेगरिकली लिख दिया गया कि ऑल द मेंबर नेशंस, ऑल द इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्री दे नीड टू बी द पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ लीग ऑफ नेशन. देन दे वेंट फॉर द तेहरान कॉन्फ्रेंस. तेहरान 1st December 1943, Winston Churchill, Roosevelt and Stalin, these are the 3 trio or the most powerful leader of the world at that time. Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, Franklin D. Roosevelt, the President of United States of America, and Stalin, Joseph Stalin, he was the President of USSR, meet at Tehran. In the conference, the 3 leaders put emphasis on international peace and security. That was the need of the hour, because they've already seen the devastations which was causing, you can say, during the Second World War. A declaration was made, and in this conference regarding some principles were being laid down. Then Dumbarton Oaks Conference, otherwise known as this is the 6th stage of, you can say, the evolution of United Nations Organization. This conference played a very vital role in creating an international organization. In this conference, a discussion was made regarding the name, structure, means the skeleton was already being ready, you can say, earlier. The skeleton already being ready. Now they are supposed to make the charter or the constitutions for United Nations Organization. Already I told you, in League of Nations the constitution itself is a problem, because constitution ऐसे बनाया गया था, वो flexibility नहीं था, rigidity बहुत था, इसलिए आगे modification या amendment नहीं हो पाया था. That's now the international leaders, you can say, जो भी inherent defects था League of Nations का, उसको हटा के United Nations Charter ऐसे बनाया जाए, उसका नाम, स्ट्रक्चर, फंक्शन एंड बाकी कैसे काम करेगा, एजेंसीज क्या होंगे, कैसे काम करेगा, दिस हैज़ टू बी मेड, एंड दिस इज अदर आई नो द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस ऑफ और द चार्टर ऑफ यूनाइटेड नेशंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस टू बी मेड, सो दैट द वर्ल्ड वर्क अंडर यूनाइटेड नेशंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर वे. So that's again important. You can say that all the leaders they met together and in order to approve the UN Charter or you can say what you can say the preamble, or you can say the Constitution of United Nations Organization has to be created. Next, the conference was being held. That's known as Yalta Conference. A conference was arranged at Yalta on Feb 1945. In this conference, Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin again assembled. They put emphasis on the creation of international organizations to keep up world peace. So all those things already being made, you can say, the constitutions already being made, the rules and regulations, everything being made. Now they have to approve all these things, so that just after the Second World War, जब भी Second World War खत्म हो तो immediately this particular organizations can come into existence. And वो organization उसी टाइम अगर बन जाता तो Second World War को रोकने में कहीं ना कहीं काम करता है. And let me tell you, students, because now all these 3 leaders, important leaders, they are in a mood to go for an international peace and international organization. इसलिए भी वर्ल्ड वॉर सेकंड बहुत जल्दी ख़त्म हो गया, 1945 में ख़त्म हो गया. अदरवाइज it could have gone for a longer duration of time. In this conference, many unsolved problems of Dumbarton Oaks Conference were solved, and finally the charter was being ready. And the next one is otherwise known as, this is the final one, San Francisco Conference. San Francisco in US. So the San Francisco Conference, ultimately this is the final attempt, you can say. Final attempt to meet United Nations Organization. United Nations Charter को finally approve करके organizations को बनाने की last stage पे है ये. So this conference was the last attempt, you can say, in order to make United Nations organization, right? And what they wanted to do through this conference, this conference was the last attempt for the formation of United Nations Organization. It was held at San Francisco on 25th of June 1945, and here 51 nations present, and India also one of the member out of those 51, though India was not an independent country at that time. All the 51 nations present there discuss on UN Charter. That's constitution, or the charter is known as constitution, so you can say. After the recommendations of the countries like US, Soviet Russia, USSR, England, France, China and others country, it was declared that the UN Charter would function soon, and thus United Nations organizations came into existence on 28th of October 1945. Means from 24th of October 1945 say till date, right? For 75 years it is completed, you can say 75 years, and it's properly functioning. Establishment of the United Nations organizations. As stated earlier, the UN Charter was recognized on 24th October 1945, and UN was established. United Nations organization was established. It played a vital role in keeping world peace. Gradually its membership started to increase. So initially it started with 51, and now we are having more than 191 members country. Means almost all those independent countries across the world, they became the members of United Nations organizations. Remember, I told at the beginning itself, all the three members country, the leaders like Winston Churchill, Roosevelt and Stalin, they agreed that all the countries, they need to be members of United Nations organization. That's why presently almost all the countries of the world, they become the members of United Nations organizations, and all the principles and rules and regulations binding equally on each and every one. Really, the establishment of United Nations Organization created a new chapter in the world history, and fortunately from there 1945 से आज तक 75 years में ऐसा नहीं कि कोई लड़ाई नहीं हुआ, वॉर नहीं हुआ है, बट कहीं ना कहीं वर्ल्ड वॉर होने से रुका है. And the credit goes to United Nations organizations. Along with the establishment of United Nations organization, the maintenance of world peace began into a concrete shape, and the United Nations organization, it started working as per the charter being signed. So the last topic today I wanted to cover, you can say, that is the timeline of United Nations organizations. Already we explained about the timeline of United Nations organization, right? Only I have to read out those timeline. So what is the timeline of United Nations organization? 1941 August, signing of Atlantic Charter by US President Franklin D. Roosevelt, visit Prime Minister Winston Churchill, right? And that was in a ship. 1942 January, 26 allied nations fighting against the Axis power. Allied nations means, allied power means the countries those who are fighting with Russia, USSR, France, United Kingdom, and later it was being joined by USA. So 26 countries एक साथ fight करे थे. All 26 nations fighting against the Axis power meet in Washington DC to support the Atlantic Charter and sign the Declaration of United Nations Organization. 1943 December, Tehran Conference, declarations of the three power, US, Britain and Soviet Union, all the heads of the country, they attended this particular conference. 1945 February, Yalta Conference, the big three, Roosevelt, Churchill, Stalin again, they meet all together and decide to organize a United Nations conference on proposed world organization or world government, you can say. United Nations organization से एक world government का स्वरूप देने की सोचे वो लोग. April and May 1945 itself, the 2-month long United Nations conference on international organizations at San Francisco, it keep on going, and final shape of the charter and the final shape of the constitutions and all those organs, agencies and everything being made. 1945, 26th of June, signing of the UN Charter by 50 nations. Poland signed on 15th of October. So Poland became the 51st nation. So this 51 was the founding member, and India was also one of the founding member of United Nations Organization. 1945, 24th October, United Nations Organization hence come into force. That's why every year the 24th of October is being celebrated as the UN Day. 1945, 30th of October, India became the members of United Nations Organization. And you may be surprised to know that in 1945 इंडिया को तो इंडिपेंडेंस भी नहीं मिला था, एंड कैसे यूनाइटेड नेशंस का मेंबर बन सकता था. It was there because India was being ruled by the Britishers, and sooner or later, already they have declared that sooner or later they are going to give the independence, so that India also become the members of United Nations Organization, though India was not an independent country. So this is all about, you can say, I told a little about the First World War, then League of Nations, the failure of League of Nations, told a little about the Second World War, and the evolution of United Nations Organizations. Right? In the next class, we are going to discuss the rest of the things of the, like you can say, the objectives, then principle, nature, then all the organs, agencies, and the role of United Nations Organizations in last 75 years. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.